All right, we're back. And hopefully this is going to be much better than what I just bloody had to deal with. All right, we're back. Um that was fucking annoying. But I think we're okay now. Um the Nets are down 9. We've just gotten another steal courtesy of Noah Clowney. The bounce pass by Ben to Bridges in transition. Okoro is defending. Bridges is able to flip it up and in. We've scored the first 4 of the quarter. And Noah Clowney is playing really well defensively, I do have to say. And we saw this in about 4 minutes that he played the other night. It was pretty good. That's another miss. And Clowney gets another rebound. And it's now Bridges who will bring it forward. So it's Wilson, Bridges, Simmons, Clowney, and Thomas. Ben on the outside is going to look to hand it off to CT. This is the future we're looking at here. A number of future players. Ben takes it in and scores. And we've scored the first 6 of the quarter. It's actually really good to watch. And it's the younger players that are setting the tone here. They're being the barometer. And I just heard myself as well. That was weird. So it's Garland on the outside, the switch. It's Clowney picking him up. Garland's going to try Cook. Tough crossover move, and he's able to score as the shot clock expires. First 2 points of the quarter for the Cavaliers. And that is the current situation. And it's out of bounds by Cam Thomas. Another turnover for the Nets. So we scored the first 6, and we've let ourselves down in the last couple of possessions. Just a fair bit of good shot creation by the Cavaliers. It's Mobley who will back down Wilson. I'm liking the size we've got here with Simmons and Wilson, but Mobley's able to get that one up and in on the turnaround J. So first 3 minutes have elapsed in this second quarter, and it is Claxton who was in some early foul trouble, getting ready to check in. That's an incredible dime by Ben Simmons. It was no-look variety, and Bridges with an easy 2. So playing some much better team basketball in this second quarter compared to the first. Wilson lost his footing. Defenders collapse. It allows an open look for Okoro, and that is just hideous defending. We have allowed threes way too easily in this game. It's just pretty embarrassing. Simmons, good fake. Turnaround is off. And that one was well left. So Cavaliers get it back up to 10 after we got it down to 5. Garland forced into a kick out yet again. No hand in the face. Another 3 allowed. You cannot tell me that this is an NBA level defense. This is just shocking. Simple fundamentals should tell you that you have to put a hand in the face. Bridges with the crossover. That 3 is off. And the rebound by the Cavaliers. You just see the difference in shots. The Cavaliers are getting wide open catch and shoot 3s because our defensive scheme is arse. Meanwhile, you've got us on the other end trying to create off the dribble when simply that's not in our bag. It just doesn't make any logistical sense to play the way we're playing on the defensive side. I don't understand it. Thomas who's going to use Ben. That is an open look, and he's going to score those. I mean, you don't practice those shots 100 times in shoot around for nothing. And it's back down to 11. Exactly where we began the quarter. Merrill on the outside, a 3-point threat, as if we haven't given away enough threes already. It's Mobley picked up by Clax. Merrill on the move. Will airball the 3. That was a bad miss, that one, and I thought that was money because he's usually really good on the move. Jarrett Allen checks back in. The 7:20 mark. Mitchell also returns in place of Garland and Mobley. So 7 or so minutes to play in the opening half. 11-point game. Cavaliers got off to a bright start. That is a decent pass for Clax, but he wasn't able to hurl it in. And now Mitchell will get it to Niang on the outside. Allen in the middle has Bridges on him, and Bridges swiped. And it will be a foul, and it probably will also lead to a timeout, which it is. So 7 minutes left in the second quarter. And the Nets really haven't made any inroads after their first quarter efforts were pretty poor as well, may I add. Pretty good first career start so far for Jalen Wilson. He's got 3 points, 3 boards, 2 dimes. Bridges actually got the 12 points and Ben's got 6. The issue is the defense has just been horrifying, to say the least. Mitchell's got 13. Dean Wade's got 3 threes in 3.5 minutes. And Mobley's got 8. And that is where we sit currently as, well, things stand. The Cavaliers are shooting 8 of 14 from downtown, and their percentages are just through the roof yet again. Nearly every single player on the bench has hit a 3, and Mitchell's also been on a tear. So not really anyone having a doozy today. And for the Nets, well, we're not shooting it horrifically from the field, but only the 2 threes made, and the free throws aren't helping us out at all. So 5 turnovers in there. Mikal Bridges has missed nearly every one of the threes he's taken. So he probably needs to look to get more, well, shots on the interior. He's also had the 3 turnovers, which is not a great sign. Cam Thomas is 2 of 7. Ben's been pretty good. But yeah, I mean, Noah Clowney hasn't been too bad either, but it's just like the players we've got today, it's always going to be difficult to compete with a team who have won 15 of their last 16 games. Should I say, though, how are you all doing? Because we've just had an absolutely calamitous start to the stream today. So it's good to see that we're back up and running. But that being said, I'm probably going to regret my choices in about 15 minutes when we're down about 20 at halftime. How are you all doing? What do you think of the trades that we've made? What do you think of the starting lineup that we've seen today with Wilson getting the gig? Clowney's getting a fair few minutes, well, out of necessity. We've got Dennis Schroeder now, so 2 Dennises to worry about. We've also got Bates Diop, who some say is just like a veteran acquisition, and he is on veteran level money, but he's not a veteran by any stretch in terms of age. He's got the well, he's under 25, this guy. So he put up a good performance. I just realized that my camera's missing. He put up a really good sort of performance when we played the Suns about a week ago. So, you know, those are the sort of players that maybe could be a part of our long-term future. But we're just a really long, lengthy team. Bates Diop adds to the sort of, well, that sort of mold, that sort of identity of player that we have. So Jarrett Allen at the free throw line after there was a foul committed prior to the timeout. He makes both, and it's up to 13. So the Cavaliers started slowly conceding the first 6. But since then, they have gone on a very, very nice 12-4 run. Wilson, good roll. That's got to be a foul, and he scores through contact. I'm not really sure where the whistle was there, but Wilson gets his 2nd bucket of the game. And so the Cavaliers will get into another set. Mitchell playing off ball. Allen. Kick out to Okoro. They're going to look for Mitchell because he's got Thomas picking him up. There's the double. Okoro cuts to the basket. Claxton with a denial, and the Nets can break out in transition. It's Thomas. Mitchell last line, and Mitchell nearly forced a tie-up. It's gone off the Cavaliers, and it's going to be Nets ball. So JV isn't too impressed with that call. Let's have a look. Well, he did get hit on the arm initially, Cam Thomas, by Mitchell. So an interesting sort of call to not do anything about it, but those are the sort of calls we get nowadays. Lack of calls. Wilson, gonna get inside. The kick out of Bridges. Great facilitation, and Bridges hits. Those are the threes that Mikal needs to take. Enough of this off-the-dribble bullshit. Simple driving kick by J-Dub. Opens up the three-point look. Struce the drive on the baseline, the kick out to Wade. They'll fling it around because Mitchell's wide open, and that one rims out. So we get let off the hook. The Nets can cut it to 2 possessions with a make here. It's Thomas who will get inside. shoot on the baseline, and he nearly airballed the shot, but Bridges follows up. Kick out to Wilson. One more for Dennis. Drive. Oh my God. He went for the adjustment midair. He had the dunk. Instead, he went for the layup. He blew it, and Merrill in transition hits the three. That is a Nets play to a T, and we're going to get, I think, a timeout. That is the human embodiment of how the Nets play. Give up some easy-ass bullshit on one end because of your own stupidity, and then allow a three-pointer in transition on the other side because you couldn't get back. You really can't make this shit up. Yeah, it's just a bit frustrating. It happens every time. Like, we see these 5-point swings, 6-point swings, 7-point swings simply because we can't do the simple shit right. And you would think that it's easy to do, but apparently not. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We're about 11 subs from 2.1 thousand subs. So even though all the viewers, or not all of those 2,100 people are Net supporters or following these streams, let's see if we can get there. So, yeah. Losing Dennis's energy is not good for the bench. Who are you talking about? Because Dennis is playing right now. I do know there was a little bit of a mix-up with the way it was reported, that deal for Dennis Schroeder. It said that DSJ was going the other way, but DSJ is still on the roster. That was just a bit of a journalistic mare. This is the situation for the Nets. Jalen Wilson with 5. I've put him in the spotlight because, while ultimately getting a starting gig, he's going to be in the spotlight a little bit more so, getting more minutes. He's played 14, so that is the third highest in the team, and I have to say he's been a pretty good positive for this team in this game where we're sort of lacking a little bit of extra punch. But like, the Cavaliers are scorching. They have only scored 15 points in the quarter, which is actually sort of a good pace for our defensive efforts, but you know, they're shooting it really well. 53%, 56%, free throw number down, but it doesn't really matter. It's a very good spread of scoring as well. You've got, nearly every player getting on the board. 4 players off the bench out of their 5 have hit a three-pointer, so we should be considering ourselves lucky we're only down by 11 or so points. It's good that Mikal's played well. Cam Thomas needs to lift a little bit. And yeah, that's really the situation. Turnovers got to go down, and we've got to defend the 3 better. It's really that simple. That is the difference in the game right now. We've hit a considerably less amount of 3-pointers in this game. And it's only, like, we only have ourselves to blame for it. It's really an effort issue and a mindset issue. Like, I don't know if they've been told to not contest and protect the drive a little bit more. Oh, that's a great tip in by Dennis. He skied over JA to get the tip in layup, so that's not easy by any stretch. Cuts it down to 9. Mitchell just lost the ball. Dennis was able to get the steal. Gets it over to Bridges, and he blew the fucking layup. Are you kidding me? Mikal. And they lob it up to Allen, who piffs it down. Yet again, you cannot picture it any other way for this Nets team. Blow a layup on one end and then fucking concede an easy bucket on the other side. Dennis, Bridges, tripped over, and there's a foul on Wade. But Mikal's got to be better going up for that layup in transition. Like, so many players are making those simple regulation layups and you just can't get it done. Oh, Jesus Christ. Simple layup, uncontested, bro. You just put yourself in an awful position. So Claxton to Thomas on the outside. The switch, it's Allen picking up CT. Thomas is going to try Cook. That's a foul, and it's Allen who hit him on the arm. It was a step back 3, and Allen overcommitted. It's going to be 3 shots, and that is the bailout sort of situation you get when Cam Thomas is the rock in his hands. He can make shit happen. And top of the key, Allen well and truly stood, well, in the landing space, and Cam Thomas was right to fall over and ensure that that foul was well and truly called. So CT at the line, shooting 3 free throws, and we've got to make these count because these free throws are few and far between usually. So amazingly enough, we're only down 10, and we've outscored them in the quarter. So you just think about those plays that could go either way, like Mikal missing, Mikal missing a regulation layup after we got a steal. You know, Dennis Smith missing a finger roll at the basket. Like, those sort of things absolutely kill you as a team, man. Because we could have an extra 4 or 5 points. The Cavaliers could have a few less because in transition, they don't get those looks. So CT is able to cut it to 8, and we're playing full court press, and they're giving Claxton, well, I would assume they're going to give Claxton the responsibility on switches to defend Donovan Mitchell, much like was the case with Luka Doncic the other day. Allen, oh my goodness, try to put Watford on a poster, and Allen's going to be sent to the free throw line because there was a fair bit of contact involved, and Watford did go straight up. I don't really know what T-Watt was supposed to do there, but it's going to be free throws for JA yet again. So 2 more for JA at the free throw line, and he used to be in his Brooklyn days very, very unreliable from the line, but he has become a very, very good free throw shooter for his size at his position. So JA makes both and redeems himself for the 3 points he gave away on the other side. And yeah, that's the situation as it currently sits. 51-41. We've got 4 minutes to play. Johnson, who's got a very nice vertical. Skip pass. Dennis in the corner. Cross court to Thomas. We'll try to take on Dean Wade. Body bump. Gets into the paint. Shoots off the window. Doesn't get the angle. Claxton's there. And he throws it down. And he actually got rid of JA. A little bit of physicality there. So we're not doing it very, very easily. It's not very visually appealing to the eye, but it's getting the job done. Strus to Merrill is ready to fire. He misses. Claxton boxes out well, and he's going to bring it up. Smith into the paint, gets by, and what the fuck was that? Claxton off the ball gets, well, hit the deck. How is Allen open under the basket? Numbers collapse and Allen was hit on the arm. I have no idea how that's happened. But what happened on the other side? So 51-43. And we're going to see some more substitutions here. It is going to be, well, Watford who picks up the foul. Johnson, Claxton, Watford, Wilson. Yeah, and Dennis all in the game. Mitchell to Allen from the inbound. Strus. Now the switch means Wilson's going to have to pick up JA under the basket and do the boxing out work. Mitchell, one-on-one. Step back 3. Great defense by Dennis. Force the 3 to be well short, and now Claxton will bring it up himself. Out to Watford, who thought about the 3. Pump fake drive, and scores for 2 and was able to out-muscle JA and get him out of the way. And that's the art of having a point guard who's as physical as Watford and as tall as Watford. Mitchell responds with the 2 of his own in much the same fashion as what Watford was able to do on the other end. And now Dennis flings it out to Wilson. It's an open 3, and Wilson hits. And that is a smooth-looking jumper, J-Dub. I'm really excited. The fact we've gotten rid of Royce, hopefully that opens up a window of opportunity for Jalen Wilson to really flourish now. And he already is. You're seeing the short-term effects. Nic Claxton just picked up his third personal because he was trying to commit to a steal. The ball was in dispute. Thought he could maximize the Jarrett Allen lack of playmaking or ball handling. Levert is into the game. Okoro, I believe, just returned. Strus on the wraparound into the paint. Shoots over Clax and gets the bounce, you lucky bastard. And it's 55-48. 7-point lead. And look, the Nets have fought back well, I will say. Claxton on the outside to Watford is going to drive and try exploit the size, and he just threw up a really shit sort of layup. Levert, and that's an easy finger roll. That is something that we just simply haven't been able to do when given the chance. And it's back up to 9. So lead doubled quickly. Claxton, Bridges back in. Thought about the 3. But he's well defended by Karras. And now Wilson up top. To Claxton. He's going to spin on Allen. Get one up and rim graze it. And it's going to go off the Cavalier leg. So it will be Nets basketball with the shot clock reset. We can do something productive. With 14 seconds left on the clock, Claxton's going to go to the bench with the quarter winding down and him on 3 personals. And the Nets will inbound on the baseline through Trendon Watford. Going to look for Clowney, who's barely played in the quarter, but he's going to have an opportunity here. He feeds Bridges, who was ready to fire, and he hits. And it is a 6-point game. It looks like the Cavaliers got a point chalked on. And it's 57-51. A minute to play in this opening half. And the Nets just need to close this one out positively. Mitchell the spin. Knocked away by Johnson. That's got to be a take foul. Got to be. Got to be. Has to be a take foul. We never ever get the fucking take foul. We were off to the races after getting a steal. Keon Johnson initiated it. Watford was hit. Was he playing the ball? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. It's going to be an interesting sort of decision. And yet again, they have fucking not allowed it. How many damn times do we get hit with the take fouls not going our way, and then when we actually are the victim of it, we don't get a call? Clowney, the handoff to Bridges on the outside. The screen by Clowney. The pass to Wilson. Pump fake. Drive. And he's blocked by Allen. Johnson puts one up and it's off to the left. They get it ahead. Oh my god, you fucking cherry picker. And Strus is able to score and they execute the 2-for-1 to go with. So that is a perfect sort of play by Jarrett Allen. Was not only able to, well, interrupt our possession, but also it meant that the Cavaliers could break out in transition and get a score before there's no difference in shot and game. We're into the final 15 seconds. It's Bridges who has handled the rock the whole play. He drives, gets one up, and fucking airballs it. What a shit play. Didn't even look to pass it, and now Strus, with 4 to shoot, has Clowney on him. Mitchell, the switch, gets by, the drive, and he doesn't get one up in time, and that's going to be the half. The Nets outscore the Cavaliers in that quarter by 4, and 3. And that is the halftime break right there. It's the Nets down by 8. But I did say going into this one on the previous stream we did to, well, start the game off, I did say that, well, I actually think this is going to be closer than you do anticipate because we've got a number of players who have not had the time to play, and this is their chance. This is their chance to show what they're made of ultimately, and we're seeing a few players really step up. They don't have the experience, but they've got the heart, and that's what we really need at the moment. That is the foundation and the structure of everything needed in order to improve and be a better team because, look, we've got 31 games left. We're probably not going to make the playoffs, but it needs to be a bearable 30 games. If you're going to lose, you need to lose honorably, and if you're going to win, well, you got to win. So winning's easier said than done. But look, in that second quarter, we did a much better job. Donovan Mitchell only had the 2 points in the quarter, which is, I think, a testament to those guys playing on the ball. defending Donovan Mitchell. I mean, he's had 3 turnovers now, Mitchell, and he only made 1 field goal, which is a plus. The only issue is that 3-point percentage remains at a very, very optimal level. The free throw number is down for the Cavaliers, but with the potential to increase because Mitchell and Garland have not been to the free throw line today. They have had 8 turnovers, though, so that is something we need to really hammer down on going into the second half, because that is really going to put us in good stead, ultimately. Mitchell, we talked about him. On the Nets side, Mikal Bridges has 18, and he's been pretty efficient. Cam Thomas is the complete opposite. He has been inefficient as hell. Jalen Wilson's really providing for us in this opening half. He's got 8 points, 3 boards, 3 dimes, so a little bit of everything. He's played the second highest minutes of any player. I'm loving what Dennis is doing when he's not attempting finger roll layups and adjusting mid-flight. He's got 4 dimes to go with 4 rebounds and 2 points. Watford scored 4 points as well. And Noah Clowney's got a little bit of increased run in there too. So ultimately in the second half, it looks like Ben Simmons is restricted to that 20-minute limit yet again, which means you're going to see players like Jalen Wilson potentially play 32, 33, 34 minutes. Claxton, I don't know how good he's been in this game, to be honest. There's been opportunities for him to be a little bit more clinical, but overall, I don't think he's done an awful job. Now, an interesting sort of observation going into the second half. Turnovers down. Offensive rebounding is really strong, and I think it's a testament to the guys playing, because they're probably recognizing they don't have the most talent on the field, so the more shots they can get up, the better. We've actually had 11 more shots. We've made 1 less, and the 3-point as well. That is the big difference in the game, because the Cavaliers have made 4 more. But we've had 11 extra. So if there's ever a time to position yourself strongly in order to win, this is the time. And giving us 11 extra shots because we're looking after the basketball more so, and also getting offensive rebounds at a good rate. Those are a couple things that we can do and are in control of in order to get the victory. We've just got to ensure that we don't concede 9 more threes in the second half, because if we concede as many as we usually are accustomed to seeing from this team, then we're going to lose. But second quarter efforts were much better than the first in terms of those 3-pointers being given away. I think the Cavaliers had 7 or 8 in the first quarter, so it's good to see that we've limited the output. And we're shooting it pretty well. You know, it's only really Bridges and Wilson who have actually had a look in. Cam Thomas hasn't had a look on the outside. I mean, we don't have really any shooters, so we're really testing the paint and not being too clinical in there. But I can't complain with the effort. I think we've done what we've needed to do to get ourselves in the right position to win. It's just we probably aren't possessing the talent to get it done. Those enjoying the stream, let's get that like counter up. To, I don't know. I don't really set a goal, but if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to let us know. And we will be back for Nets Spurs on the weekend. So Wembanyama, we haven't actually watched him play on this channel yet. So I don't know if that's a reason for me to be excited or not, but yeah, we're going to be here for that. So if you want to support the stream in the longer term, make sure to tune in for that one. And subscribe so you are notified when I go live next. Let's have a look at what people have said. Why isn't Simmons playing more? As I just said before, it's basically because of minutes restriction. You know he's made of glass, so you don't really want to risk it with him because he is made of glass. Let's have a look. What do you guys think? I'm actually going to do a poll. I will do a video on the whole trade deadline situation, getting rid of Spencer and Royce, bringing in some younger players, picks, Dennis, Schroeder. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I'm going to do a poll. Grade the Raid. Can't type that. Raid the Schroeder. How do you spell his name? I think it's that. Dinwiddie trade. And all I'm gonna ask you to do is simply gonna put a number of letters in here. And this is the sort of move where it's like, what sort of move was this? Like, it doesn't really make sense. It's a bit confusing. Like, we traded Dinwiddie for a guy who's probably averaging the same numbers on better efficiency. Probably a little bit more pass first. He's got a little bit of grit about him. Of course, I'm talking about Dennis Schroeder. But it also is a weird one because now we have another guard that sort of, like, Schroeder has to play the one. Ben can play the one. Dennis can play the one. Then you also have to fit Lonnie Walker into your rotation. So that's another smaller sort of guard. And then Cam Thomas as well. So you've got tons of small guards now. Anyway, the poll is live. Put in your pick for what you would grade this trade. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. CT needs to calm down and take better shots. I think he's just trying to create something sometimes because, you know, what they call it is a grenade, where basically we'll do all this shit for 17 seconds of the shot clock. Nothing will eventuate, and then you give it to Cam Thomas and tell him, you got to make something work in 5 seconds. So a couple of occasions it's been like that. There's been a couple wild layup attempts, and I think that's because of the rim protection of the Cavaliers. Like, they're playing a bit of zone. They're playing well in terms of drop coverage. We're sort of playing into that as well. And that's why Cam Thomas isn't really converting, because they're really tough shots he has to make. How would you say the team looks so far? I would say that they have put up a good fight. I don't think the first quarter was very good. Scoreboard indicated it. You know, it's good to see Bridges taking shots and scoring the way he is. He's actually been a really under-the-radar sort of player in the last probably 2 to 3 weeks. He's averaging about 24 to 25 a game, which is a good amount. The problem is we don't really have much else behind him, and there's a huge issue with that because, you know, it's Cam Thomas and then we've got G Leaguers and that sort of thing. So you're relying on role players to really make up the numbers. And when you're playing the Cavaliers who have got weapons all over, it's going to be really tough to sort of win the game. But look, I think we're doing the right things. We're trying to recycle a lot of misses on the inside. I think that's why we're taking quite a few of them. So, yeah, I actually like we've only taken 10 3-pointers. We've just recognized which shots are open for the most part, taken those, but then we've quite often been run off the line and try to take it inside. And I think if you're going to go into a game with a lack of talent, you've got to find ways to do it a little bit more gritty. So I think putting yourself in the best position to get offensive rebounds, that's the way to go. And I think we've done that. So, yeah. This team is only down 8, and it doesn't really feel that way. I will tell you that, for one thing. So, yeah, that is the real situation at the moment we've got here. I'm looking at your poll so far, and 3 people have said it's an A trade, and I need you to justify or rationalize why you think it's a positive move. Because, like, I understand it. I actually think he's not a bad point guard, of course. The only thing is, surely you could have gotten, like, maybe a pick out of it, or maybe a younger guard. I don't know how old Dennis is. I think he's actually about 30, right? Yeah, he's 30 years old. So he's been around a while. He's good experience. We did get a lot a lot younger by trading out O'Neal, who is, I think, 30 as well. Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal is 30. We got a few second-round picks back for Royce. I do like how, well, those second-rounders actually aren't owned by Phoenix. So it's not like if they do shit, we're going to benefit off those picks. But the good thing is, like, a lot of people have said that we've given Royce to a team that we need to fail. But Royce isn't expiring. He doesn't necessarily need to go back to Phoenix next season, and he may not make them better. Like, even if they won a chip this year, I'm just hypothetically saying that, you know, there's going to be no benefit for us anyway because we don't own their pick. So, yeah, it all really starts from next season, and whether or not Royce O'Neal is actually there next season, I mean, it's open to interpretation. They may be able to get him back, but look, Royce O'Neal is going to be wanted on the free agency market. I can tell you right now, a lot of teams were looking into him prior, so yeah, I would not be one bit surprised if Royce isn't on the Suns next year, and all of a sudden it looks like a really good deal because you've gotten Bates Diop, who is an upside sort of player, and you've gotten 3 picks, 3 second rounders. You could have gotten a first, but you know what? Like, we got rid of a what is it? We got rid of a first rounder, or a protected first rounder to get O'Neal. So that would have been late in the draft as well. It's not like we gave up like a top 15 pick for him. I didn't realize Bates Diop was 28. I thought he was like 24, 25 because he has not been in the league that long. Actually, he has. He's been around a while and I didn't even know. 2018 was when he was drafted. But he must have been a much older guy out of college because he's already 28, and that was 5 years ago when he got drafted. And a late pick as well. So, I don't know. We could do with him. He's pretty lengthy. I don't know how tall he is. He's 6'8", so that is a good defensive sort of player to have. He's shooting 43% from the field, 31% from 3. So it's not awful numbers. It's not any Royce O'Neal, but it's something. You know, we didn't come up empty. That's what I will say. A lot of people are acting like we lost them for free. Well, if we didn't get a deal done for them, we would have lost them for free. So, as much as it could have been a better haul, at the same time, just remember that we could have ended up not trading them, and thus it would have been, well, I mean, everyone would have asked for Sean Marks to get lynched, to be honest. The second half is about to get underway. If you are enjoying the stream, we had a very slow start today because it was fucking lagging my stream. I have no idea why, but we're here now for the second half. Hopefully we can muscle our way back into the game and get the dub. It's going to be a tall order, of course, with only 9 active players, 2 of them being your G-Leaguers that really haven't played all season, and then Noah Clowney, also a rookie who hasn't played. So, really, you know, beyond 6 players, these are players who haven't played. So, if we can, you know, muscle up a win, it'll be an unbelievable effort by this team. And credit to them if they can get it done. I did say pre-game that we'll put up a fight, I think, today. A little bit of fresh blood getting an opportunity. And, of course, there is a foul early on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Jarrett Allen. Holy shit. Holy shit. Jarrett Allen got decked, and I have never seen him that irate before. I have never seen him that pissed off. And he's taken it out on Ben Simmons. He gave him a good old shove there. I don't know what happened off the ball. This was after the whistle was called under the basket. But there's a little bit of fire in the air. And I don't know what the I don't know what the interpretation's going to be. There's actually all smiles. Jarrett Allen smiling. Then you've got Ben Simmons smiling. Let's just have a look at what's going on. Okay, so there was a lockup between Ben and JA. Ben's got rid of him, and then Jarrett Allen's full-on gave him a nice old push, and Ben didn't retaliate. He is a bit of a shit stirrer from his Philly days. So it was just a little bit of... Okay, yeah, that was unnecessary by Ben. So unnecessary by Ben. He's just full-on, like, armbarred Jarrett Allen into the floor. So I reckon it'll be a double technical. Because JA went for a full sprint at Ben, it may be deemed something more. But I've never seen JA that upset. You've got to really do something special to get Jarrett Allen frustrated. I think it'll be a double T. I think it'll be a double T. Let's have a look at what the call's going to be. I'm interested to see if Ben will get thrown out. Just to add... Well, just to throw something else into the mixer for this Nets team. As if we're not already shorthanded. If Ben gets thrown out, it's going to end up being... Well, an 8-man rotation. And you know JV loves his 8-man rotation, so he's probably going to be more excited than anyone else in the building about that call. So, this is sort of like years ago when we had the Nets-Philly playoff series. Obviously, there was a lot of shit being talked between Ben and Dudley. And now, obviously, Ben's on the Nets, JA's on the Cavs. And there was that huge scuffle with Jimmy Butler involved and Embiid involved. So, past history. So, So 2 free throws for Mobley. And it will be a double technical with Ben and Jarrett Allen. So basically, there was just a huge scuffle for nothing. And now Ben and JA are having a nice old chat. So no bad blood between them. And it's like nothing really ever happened. So they've got technicals next to their name, but they're good buddies now. So 60-51. And both free throws are made by Evan Mobley. So he gets it up to 10. First points of the second half scored by the Cavaliers. And Ben will bring it up for the Nets. So we're finally into a set. Ben to the corner for Thomas. Picked up by Garland. Right in the corner. Claxton in the middle. With the left hand, he's well short on the push shot. And the rebound by Mobley. He's going to get it to Garland. And it looks like they'll get into offense, well, nice and early. Mobley didn't shoot the three. Mitchell shoots over Wilson and hits. Tough three. And it's not like we didn't have the hand in the face there. That's just a shot that every single player decides to make whenever they enter the Barclays Center. It's ridiculous. Bridges, Ben, back out to Bridges. That was sort of a dodgy pass, and thus Bridges, his rhythm was absolutely killed, and he was well short on that three-pointer. So Strus to Jarrett Allen, and he's going to look for the handoff to Donovan Mitchell. Bounce pass, easy cut, and it is Ben who fouls Allen. And so well worked by the Cavaliers. Just drew the defenders. Numbers, parted. I don't know what Mikal is doing. I don't know what Mikal is actually thinking. He's calling for someone else to do his own work. Which is, like, you've got to take accountability there. What does a double technical mean? It literally just means both players that were involved in the scuffle got a technical. So Allen and Ben got technicals. And basically nothing happens. It's not like when you get a technical, you get a free throw. No one gets a free throw from that because they cancel each other out. So 66-51. Cavaliers with the first 5 on the board in the quarter. Sorry, 7, should I say. Ben. Oh, what a pass to Bridges, but the block by Mitchell. They get it ahead. What the fuck is Claxton doing? What was he thinking? Mate, Nic Claxton is right there. He was acting like there was no one behind him. And then all of a sudden he realizes that Garland is like 5 meters ahead of him and is about to score a wide open layup. So that's what it was ultimately. And the Cavaliers are up to a 17-point lead. They were up by 8, should I say. They've gone on a 9-0 run to start the quarter. So pretty poor start to the second half. We have not entered the second half with nearly the amount of energy required. Yeah, that is really the situation we currently sit in at the moment. And look, that was a pretty incredible dime by Ben. Well, it would have been a dime. Over the shoulder by Ben. Right out of the corner of his eye, I was able to see it. But, you know, an equally good read by Donovan Mitchell and the rotation across was quality. Able to recover and get the block. They broke out in transition, and I swear they've flagged that. Like, they know that this team, for some damn reason, doesn't know how to get back in transition real quick. Yeah. So, right now, the Nets have not scored a point, and you already know that this team loves to put up an absolute doozy of a performance in the third quarter. So, I'm really bracing for a 36-17 quarter in the favor of the Cavaliers, but I could be mistaken. I could be really mistaken. I've got no clue. And it looks like the the Royce O'Neal trade has gone through. Because we've just gotten Bates Diop. No Jordan Goodwin announcement. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's not a part of the deal. I'm not sure. Right, so Dinwiddie is at MSG behind the Mavericks bench. Interesting. So, oh, Schroeder's in the house. Gee, Dennis got across quick. Maybe this one was on the cards a little bit longer than we thought. I think Dennis is actually, like, he's got a bit of dog about him. Like, he's not like a... He's actually like DSJ. So, I'm actually sort of excited just to see what Dennis can do in terms of elevating the level of this team, because Dinwiddie was really compromising what we were doing with a fair bit of apathy in his play. Bridges gonna drive. Oh, that's tough by Bridges and Allen. Great defensively to keep up. Strus to Mobley now. Clowney's getting ready for an early check-in. Mobley the drive, and that is just too easy. Got to put the hand up. It's a 19-point lead. So the Nets have just not come out the gate very, very well at all. 11 points to start by the Cavaliers. Step back 2 by Thomas, and that one doesn't go in. Claxton nearly got the follow, but it rattled off the rim in such a way. Oh my god, bro. How the fuck do you allow that, Ben? Allowing Strus to cut back door and nearly finish an alley-oop lob. Can't believe it. This start has been horrible. Bridges to Simmons. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Wilson into the paint. Like, they're just playing drop coverage and we can't find a way through. That's another fucking block. Mobley saves it and another rebound. It's just like, no one can breach it because we don't have those spaces. Mitchell. Oh my God. Claxton is able to... Well, I thought he had gotten a lockup. That's exactly what happened before with Cam Thomas, but this time they actually call a foul on Claxton and thus Mitchell is going to get more free throws. So yeah, Dennis Schroeder's on the bench. I didn't even know that. So it's Schroeder. Schroeder? I don't know. Mitchell at the line makes the first. Bro, try to score a point, impossible challenge. We have gone 3 whole minutes without a point. Oh my God, bro. This is just like pathetic. I mean, to be fair, we don't have the players. So I don't really like hold anything against this team, but how the fuck do you allow them to score the first 15 points of the quarter? I can't believe this, man. 15 fucking points. And this is what I constantly talk about. No matter the personnel, always inconsistent. You play 3 quarters of basketball. That one's knocked out of play by the Cavaliers. They read that pass that was intended for Bridges to the corner. This is ridiculous. A 15-0 run. Who's going to score the first points of the quarter? Got to get it in. We get it to Thomas. Screen by Ben. And there's been a foul by Garland, who was trying to navigate through the Ben screen in the corner. And, I mean, their defense has gotten to another level in this quarter, I will say. Crazy, man. Wilson did really, really well there. Bridges doesn't get the bounce off the rim. But well done by Jalen Wilson to use the pump fake well to open up Bridges. Mitchell has somehow scored. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Ben, you fucking idiot. How the fuck is it a 27-point lead? And JV hasn't even called a timeout. What's he saving it for? Oh, my God. We've conceded 19 in the... We've already conceded 19. Clowney's open for 3. And he misses as well. My God. When are we going to score a point? When are we going to score a point? Clowney can't get the steal. It's knocked out of bounds. My fucking goodness. What is he waiting for? Did he call one timeout? I think he did call one timeout. The Cavaliers have not missed from the field in the quarter, and the Nets have not scored from the field in the quarter. There is your issue right there. That is why we have conceded the first 19 points of the quarter, fam. The first 19 points of the quarter. We have not scored 1 point. And I thought the first quarter was bad. Brother, we can't even fucking score nothing. Allen is fed the ball down low and scores again. My God, this is embarrassing. How long are you going to go before you fucking score a point? Mate, they're looking like me out there. Wilson. Oh my God, we are so down bad this quarter. It's unbelievable. Dennis. Oh my God, we've gotten to that point where he is shooting mid-ranges to bail us out. We have nearly gone 5 minutes without a fucking point. Mitchell the drive, the kick out, and there was a foul on the drive. I cannot fucking believe this. You just can't make it up. I actually think this is a comedy show, ladies and gentlemen. This is a comedy show. You will not see this anywhere else. All exclusive. I'm telling you that this team, this fan base, is a part of a social experiment. How much can we put up with before we finally decide to give up on this team? Wade doesn't get the bounce. The rebound, well, it's not going to be a rebound, but it's going to be a foul on Strus trying to get the offensive board. Well, it's fair to say in about 5 minutes, this game has ended. And it's basically gone the same route that the previous meeting went, because remember, we played the Cavaliers in Paris. Yes, that did happen. That really happened. Dennis to Clowney, Wilson. Cam Thomas has barely gotten a touch in this second half, and he's the kind of guy that can get you out of the rut. He pulls up at the elbow, and he finally scores! We've got our first points of the quarter, the second half. Oh my God, it's taken 5.5 minutes. And we only conceded 21 straight points, but you know what? It's okay. We scored 2 points. Garland, the drive, the scoop. That is too easy. Yeah, it's just, yeah. What more can you really say? This is lottery level. Wilson just lost the ball. Allen on the attack. How is that a foul, bro? I'm pretty sure he just lost the basketball. So it's a foul, and the Cavaliers are in the bonus, so it's an easy trip to the free throw line. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe as well if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Spurs, regrettably. Yeah, it's fair to say that I didn't expect this to happen in the second half. I didn't expect this to occur in the first half of this quarter. Fucking 6 minutes have elapsed, and we have scored one basket, bro. We had a 9-point deficit to deal with at the half. We have only had half a quarter elapse, and it is a 30-point game. You cannot make this shit up. Bridges, like, their defense has been so good. Thomas is going to have to shoot a step-back three. Really? Somehow hit it. Don't think it fucking matters, to be honest. 28-point game. Go into a game with no expectations and you'll be, well, you won't be disappointed. Let me just say that. Mitchell, picked up by Dennis. The drive, that is tough, and it is a steal. Wilson swoops. The numbers are back for the Cavaliers, though. Dennis down the middle. Allen is anchoring the inside, so there was no room there. Bridges hits a three, and we've gone on a little run of our own to cut it to 25. It's like that meme where Chris Paul makes a three to cut the lead to 42. Same energy. So Garland on the outside. Picked up by Dennis. Now Mitchell. And someone has lost their shoe. It's Clowney. How many times is he going to lose his shoe? Second time in the game. He's playing defense and he's fouled him. Bro, what the hell's going on with his shoes, mate? What the bloody hell? How has he lost his shoe again? Oh my God. Dennis actually ended up taking his shoe off somehow. Almost like an art, how he was able to manage that. And he had to play defense for like 13 seconds. I'm surprised he didn't slip over his own feet. So the Cavaliers with 2 free throws. Garland made the first. The second free throw lined up now. It is good. I still don't know why JV's on this team. Don't really know what he's good for, to be quite honest. I think any coach would be better than this guy. Thomas is blocked on that reverse layup. Another play to just pile on the pain. It's Levert on the outside. He flings it to Dean Wade, and there is an offensive foul. Dean Wade made the shot, but Jarrett Allen's going to be hit with the offensive foul, having thrust Cam Thomas on that screen play. So Watford's going to check in. Thomas will go to the bench. The Nets have scored 8 points in the quarter. That's right, 8 points. And the Cavaliers have scored 27. So it's fair to say that the defense has been awful. The offense has been awful. And thus, we deserve to be down by this much. Probably justice for us only trailing by 8 a quarter ago at halftime. Bridges, step back 2. Tough defense by Okoro, but Bridges scores on the baseline. It's a 25-point game. 4 minutes to play in this quarter. And I guess the Nets can only really score consolation points from here. Donovan Mitchell, another wide open 3. That one is off to the right and a rebound for Watford. Oh my God. Make a good pass, you fucking idiots. Mitchell scores again. Oh my God. You get a stop and you just execute some brain dead ass pass like that one. Credit to Mitchell for reading it. Clowney's open for 3, and that one rims out. And Clowney's off from the outside. Levert, the lob. Allen can't complete the dunk. We have the numbers. Bridges, Clowney, good take, and he scores for 2. And it is a 25-point game. So 3:19 to play in this third quarter. 25-point lead for the Cavaliers. They have been so commanding in this third quarter. Levert, one-on-one, the pass, and another steal. Dennis to Watford into the paint. Oh my God, bro! Donovan Mitchell isn't like that! What the fuck, bro? He's just blocking shots for fun here. Oh my God. If you're Trendon Watford there, you need to focus on hitting it off the backboard. You were so much closer to the backboard than Donovan Mitchell. If anything, Mitchell will, well, get hit with the goaltending call. Oh my God. Lucky they threw it out of bounds after they resurfaced with it. I'm about to start the Bring Back Royce campaign. Well, Royce isn't saving this. Why was he re-signed? Just because we won 12 in a row with KD and Kai. Well, granted, I don't think anyone anticipated us to end up the way we are now, having won 18 games in a month about a year ago. I don't think anyone anticipated us to look the current way we are now with Dennis Schroeder as our point guard. Like, what? Doesn't really make sense. But life doesn't really make sense, right? Yeah. So it's a 25-point lead. The Cavaliers have just really taken hold in this quarter. You can see the Nets actually, well, I was about to say they haven't taken a 3. Nope. The box score is fucking around just as much as the Nets have been in this third quarter, really. You can see they've got 4 plays in double figures. For the Nets, Mikal's been a lone hand, but even he's fallen off efficiency-wise in the quarter. Yeah, we just really have had nothing to show for our efforts in this quarter, if you could even say efforts. We're shooting it poorly. No more offensive rebounds in the quarter. We've had more turnovers than, well, nearly shots made. And the Cavaliers have just gotten scoring punch from everywhere. Look at those shooting percentages. They've gotten to the free throw line as the game's worn on. I think they've had 10 free throws in the quarter. So that's been huge for them. And even though they're turning the ball over, it doesn't really matter when you're shooting 61% from the field. Yeah. So we've got a long way to go in this one, I'll tell you what. But look, we just got to deal with, we've got to deal with it, eh? So, oh man, at least when the game's over, you can just appreciate it for what it is, and you don't have to worry about winning. As much as that's a terrible mindset and mentality, I just don't know why we've got JV managing this squad. He's not the guy to give the keys to the franchise, buddy. Clowney, good role. Good feed by Dennis. It's down to a 23-point game. I mean, all I can ask for from this team is that we cut the deficit to something more respectable come the end of the game. Dennis gets a steal, and it's a 3-on-1. Please don't screw this up. Oh my God. We nearly fucked it up. Watford was fouled by Mobley. I swear to God, if we screwed that up, it was a 3-on-1 fast break. The problem was everyone was ducking to the basket. And there wasn't levels about that fast break. Everyone was running at the same pace, on the same level, got to the spot at the same time. Dennis was able to make plays happen, though. And, well, the lead's been cut from 31, I think it was at one stage, now down to 22. And we can cut it a little bit more here with one more free throw made, which he converts. So look, if we can get it down to maybe like 15 to 16, I'll give us a little inkling of hope. Because given where we were about 5 minutes ago, this game was as good as done. Niang the drive, pass to Okoro. Dennis is playing really aggressively. Dennis, another steal. Go, push, push, push. Drive, kick out, Wilson, pump fake. Like Royce O'Neal, he's got that gene in him. We couldn't capitalize on the break. Typical. Wilson's open for a 3. And he doesn't get the bounce. He's a little bit short and it clanks off the rim. That would have been a big shot to make. Niang, picked up by Watford. Niang just fell over and was able to dish it out. Like, you just can't make it up. Mobley faked the handoff, then nearly fell out of bounds. Niang, pump fake, 3, and he airballed it. Okoro saves it. Watch them hit this. Watch! Okay, you missed it. I was so ready for a good defensive possession for basically 24 seconds to turn to shit. As Garland would hit it from the logo, but that hasn't happened. Levert to Mobley, given a bit of space on the outside. He drives and spins and misses. The rebound by Clax. Push. Go. Dennis gets into the paint. Tries to get rid of Okoro. High off the window. It's good. And it's down under 20, so the Nets have done well in recent minutes. We've left a few points on the table, but slowly trimming into the deficit here. It's Garland picked up by Dennis on the outside. Liking the energy of this group. Oh, God. Garland deep 3. Jacks one up and he misses. Go. Go, go, go. Well, Dennis doesn't look like he's showing the same urgency I am. And he's going to give it to Bridges. Nearly cut off by Levert. Mikal, I beg you do not shoot a 3. Sizes up. Wilson. Nearly traveled. Layup. And he didn't get the foul. 10 to shoot for the Cavaliers. They'll bring it up nice and casually. Garland. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. That is just a ridiculous shot. There is nothing you can do about that. And Garland's able to score off the glass with class. And that is just a ridiculous layup. Like, how many players are making that shot against any other opposition? It is only against us they decide to pull out the circus shots and make them at will. I just don't get it, how it continues to happen. Look, the Cavaliers, after starting that quarter on an absolute tear, ended only scoring 31 points. Amazingly, we had actually, conceded more points in the first quarter when I thought we actually were a little bit better. The shot seemed a little bit more, few and far between for Cleveland. The problem was the Nets were dog water from the field. 18 third quarter points. I did say at the start of the third quarter when they went on that little run early on, I said I'm so ready for a 13 to 16 or 18 point quarter favoring the Cavs. And look at that. We've nearly got an exact replica of that. So That's probably the difference in the game right there. If you swing it the other way, we may have been well and truly in the fight, but the Cavaliers are just playing a great brand of basketball, shooting it so well, getting contribution everywhere. Their starters have absolutely torn it up. Their bench, not so much, but they haven't needed the bench when their starters have played the vast majority of the minutes, although somehow it's saying that LeVert's played 30 minutes. I do not buy into that. Definitely wrong, because it says Jalen Wilson's played 42 minutes. I don't know what's up there. Mikal's got 23, but I don't like his efficiency in that quarter. I think it was 2 of 8. Cam Thomas didn't score a field goal, I'm pretty sure. And then you've got a couple other players chipping in here and there. Dennis Smith Jr. has 5 steals, 6 dimes, 4 points, 4 rebounds. He could have a 5x4 game where he has 5 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, 5 steals. Not quite the 5 blocks. Yeah. Well, we've got a long way back. And I don't think I've seen this team outscore an opposition by 21 ever. But this would be a great time to start, wouldn't it? If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe. We'll be back to watch the Nets take on Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs in a couple of days' time. So we'll be here for it, hopefully with a better start to the stream than what we had to witness today. But yeah, so make sure to subscribe if you want to tune in for that, and like the stream if you are enjoying this one. Of course, the support is always appreciated. The more likes we get, the more it gets pushed out. And I'd like to think that these streams are pretty good. You got to have a little bit of arrogance about you if you want to improve. So, or if you want to grow, you know, you've got to sell yourself a little bit. So 2 personals in 15 seconds for Isaac Okoro, and he's been picking up Cam Thomas on the opening couple of possessions, so he's got to be a little bit careful. The Nets could do with a few points with the clock time not being taken off the clock. How was that not gone in? Clax shot a mid-range, and it's just done a full 360 on the rim and somehow gone out. So bit of misfortune there. We're going to need some fortune in order to win this. Niang is wide open. Step back 3 is off. He's not about that. And the Nets need to get into this, well, very quickly. Thomas, screen, pull up 2. It's good. And it's nice and smooth. And it's a 19-point game. So first 2 points of the last go the way of the Nets. And it is now Caris LeVert, who will be guarded by Cam Thomas. The drive. The shot is short, the board by Watford to Ben, who needs to, well, set the tone here. He feeds Cam Thomas, who was trailing. It's off. The board by Mobley. I mean, I like that shot to sort of get back into the game, but the percentages probably aren't there. Okoro's off. Got to get the board. Ben, what is he doing? Oh my God, he fucking hit it off LeVert. He could have just passed it to one of the Nets players that were like 2 feet away from him. Instead, he's trying to go for the fancy shit. Bro, just pass it to one of your own. Claxton goes vertical, doesn't get the bounce, and the board by Mobley. That is just like, I understand what he's trying to do, but he needed to keep things simple. Okoro hits a 3. It's up to 24. That's a typical JV timeout. Like, that kills you. Like, we just gave away 2 points for no fucking reason. Like, Ben, all he needed to do was just throw it into one of our players. Simple enough. Instead, he's trying to knock it off one of the opposition. He's done that in a couple of games, or a couple of games ago. But when it doesn't come off, it looks fucking stupid. And that was the exact scenario right there. It's like, that shit's so avoidable. Like, why do you even bother? Baffles me sometimes, this team. We would maintain our current form with no coach at all. Yeah, you know what? Probably. Probably. Who was our draft pick this year? Houston. We've got to make changes to the coaching. We seem to be in a negative spin at the moment, and the coach has no idea what to do. I actually don't think I don't think Sean Marks has done like at the start of the year. I thought that this team was like well constructed because you had players that were capable of doing everything, like playing their role. But I don't think JV's utilized these like the abilities, the attributes of the players we have well. The management of some players has been really rocky, and overall, though, I don't think the GM's really helped, in the sense that, like, we don't know which direction this team's going. We don't know whether to win or lose. The fan base, this is the issue because a lot of fans go into the game in the shits, or not, they don't go into the game. When a game is over, everyone goes fucking ballistic, right? I've heard Twitter Spaces quite a bit recently, and a lot of people are just upset, a lot of toxicity. I mean, people are saying shit and arguing, and people are having opinions and getting criticized for it. Yeah, right? This is the real issue. No one is on the same wavelength, primarily because no one has any fucking idea where this team is going. We don't know how to react when we win. We don't know how to react when we lose. When we win, we're like, why are we winning? Good that we won, but we're still in 11th place. And then when we lose, we're like, well, why didn't we win? It was a shit loss. All of this, acting as if we're supposed to win. It's like we just don't know what... It's just like the team's in a holding pattern. Thomas just lost the ball again, and the Cavaliers run in transition. Mobley down the middle. It's an easy fucking dunk. Like, JV coaching a basketball team, it's fucking embarrassing, bro. It's fucking embarrassing. Like, I would... If I had on my resume that I'd coached the Brooklyn Nets in the 23-24 season, mate, no one would hire you. No one would hire you on those accolades. Mobley misses the board by Watford. If we're going to even have a sniff, we need to play, like, 6-second offense, really. Watford does exactly that by scoring with the one-man fast break. And it's down to 22, but it's just like, we don't have our pick, but like, I don't care. Levert's hit with a travel because he shot, and it didn't hit the rim, and he gathered his own miss. So no net was in contact with the basketball, and the Nets get a stop, and we'll have to move pretty quickly. We've got 9 minutes to play. It's a long, long way back. It's been done before, but I don't know about it. Bridges, well off on the three. Well, if he's missing threes like that, it's going to be curtains relatively quickly. It's Garland on the outside. Niang is open for the three, and that's too easy. Way, way, way too easy. Like, Bridges fighting under the screen. He's going to try respond, and he does. And cuts it down to 22. So, 100-78. Now Niang fakes the handoff and gives it to Okoro on the wing. I'll give it back to Niang, who's got Thomas on him in the post on the baseline. He's going to drive and kick it out to Okoro. Ben, what are you doing defensively? Levert is open, and he airballs it, but of course the miss was that fucking bad that they just happened to be sitting under the fucking basket, ready to get a reverse layup. I mean, those ones you can't even help. Like, there is absolutely nothing you can do about that. And those are so killer when you do so much well to force a miss. only to be completely devastated by something that could only be described as luck. Garland in the switch, drives on Claxton, gets caught under the basket, kicks it out to Niang, and he hits that as well, bro. This guy's ass. I actually hate him. I actually hate Niang. I don't know why. I think there's probably been a game or two where he's had some antics. And he acts like he's all about it. But he's not. I don't think it matters what team he's on, to be quite honest. Ben will go to the bench with 7 to play. It's a 24-point lead, and Keon Johnson, who's barely, I don't think he's even played in the quarter, will take to the floor. Claxton and Bridges off. Thomas also to the bench. We are just emptying the bench, it looks like. So Dennis Clowney is also in. Watford tries his luck from the outside. It's off. Clowney saves, and he just fucking bounced it out of bounds. How sad. We have emptied our bench, and the Cavaliers are playing Mitchell, Allen, Okoro, Mobley. Oh, not Mobley. They had Mobley on. Merrill for 3, top of the key. That's another air ball. That is number 2 of the game. So Merrill's had as many air balls as Clowney has had in terms of losing his shoe. It's happened twice. Watford into the paint. He's blocked by Okoro. That's got to be a foul, and he gets it to go +1. And it's a 22-point game now. 6:24 to play. It's merely consolation at this point, I do feel. Should we bring back Kenny? I would love to see Kenny Atkinson back. Seriously. I'd love to see it. So, free throw coming up for Trenton Watford. And it's good. And it's down to 21. So the Nets are now in the bonus. So if we can trim a few points off without the clock actually moving, then that could help us out a little bit. Mitchell to Niang. Picked up by Keon Johnson on the outside. Gets into the paint. Puts one up and scores. So 6 minutes to play now. And 23 is the lead for the Cavs. It has sat at this margin for quite some time after they went on that early third quarter run, which was explosive to say the least. It's just hovered at this 22-point deficit. Merrill is going to feed Allen. We're playing small ball. Watford and Clowney, the 2 bigs. Mitchell, the catch and shoot 3, is off. The rebound by Wilson. He just lost the ball, but there is a foul on Okoro, and we're actually going to go to the other end and get these free throws without ever having to take one dribble. So free throws coming up for the Nets. And it is Wilson who will take them after doing well on the box out there. So free throws coming up here. And Wilson bricks the first. I swear he has not missed a free throw at NBA level. But you can now say differently. So the next time we play, we're probably going to see Dennis Schroeder in a Nets uniform, I would think. Oh my God, Wilson missed both. So 107.84. And this one's just really winding down now. I have no idea why they would keep on playing Donovan Mitchell. Like, what is the point, man? Like, I obviously hate injuries for any player. But if you are clownish enough to have your starters in with 5 minutes to play up 25, then that is just sad. If he gets injured, well, then it's like they've only got themselves to blame, and it's sort of funny if that was the case. Like, you've done it to yourself. You've asked for it. Mitchell got the and one and was able to get the free throw down. So 26 up are the Cavaliers. This has just been another loss for the Nets that, well, we were in it in the first half, but it's just really devastating how they were able to start the second half, and from then on, chasing tail, and we've been playing catch up ever since, and never really been in the game since that point. So pretty tough. So free throws, first made. And the second for Watford is good. 24-point lead. Bro, why do they still have Mitchell in? How fucking depressing are you? And Allen as well, for that matter. Mitchell flings it across to Merrill in the corner, picked up by Johnson. They got 2 to shoot. Watch him hit this. Step back 3, top of the key, and it's off, surprisingly. And Watford will trigger in. Dennis will get it going. He's going to drive on Wade, get rid, kick out to Johnson, open 3. Yes, it's good. And it's down to 21. Mitchell going to drive the wraparound to Niang. The rotation across is too late, but Merrill misses on the 3. Watford will bring it up, and he's going to drive and score off the window. So it's down under 20 for only like the second time in probably this last quarter. And I would expect the Cavaliers to just run this clock down. Mitchell, lob, Allen, kick out, Niang's open, and he misses. The board is secured by the Cavaliers, and they can reload. Niang back out to Mitchell. Thought about the 3. It's probably good to take it. Cross. Oh my god, that is saucy, but Watford stays with him and thus force the miss, and it's going the other way. That's actually really good defense by Watford. I thought he was going to get absolutely lost on that play. But to be fair to him, stayed with well. The Nets will get into it here through Wilson. We'll get into the paint. Need a cutter. Instead, he rolls it out to Johnson, who will shoot a 3 over Dean Wade and miss badly, and the board is secured by Jarrett Allen. You would expect the bench to be emptied, and there are a couple of players getting ready to check in. The timeout's going to be called by JB Bickerstaff, and, well, they've got no reason to risk it now. They're up 19 with 3 to play, and you would expect this one to be done and dusted well and truly now. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus the Spurs on the weekend. And then we'll go into next week with, well, I would assume in that game against the Spurs, we will see Schroeder play. In what position? I've got no idea, because you can't play him with Dennis Smith Jr. So are we going to see Ben come off the bench and Schroeder starts? I've got no idea. It's going to be a weird one to see how things are staggered, of course. But yeah, it's another L for this team, unfortunately. Watford's been good off the bench with 15. Bridges has 26, but his efficiency went right out the window in that second half. And same with Cam Thomas. I mean, he never really got going. Yeah, and Ben's got 6 points, but he's had a real quiet game today. The starters just really got cooked at the start of the second half, and the Cavaliers never really looked back. Dennis has been a positive. I mean, he scored 4 points on not great efficiency, but in 23 minutes, 5 steals and 7 assists. That's pretty good. Team highs in both categories, of course. And it's good to see the young guys get a little bit more run today. Wilson played 36 minutes, so that'll be a team high. And good to see Clowney and Johnson get a little bit of exposure. But when you're shooting the ball like this, you're not getting the offensive rebounds you were in the first half, and the turnovers keep on piling up. Well, you're going to lose. And for the Cavaliers, I mean, they have not missed a free throw, and their shooting has been through the roof. So ultimately, we're going to lose this one, and it's just been on the back of, well, a really shit third quarter. A stretch where we just simply put, could not score a bucket for the best part of 6 minutes, and the Cavaliers on the other side. It was the most lopsided 6 minutes I've ever seen. We've only got a few more games before the All-Star break. The Spurs, the Celtics twice, I believe, are the teams we play from here on out. So you can imagine I'm going to be super excited, super stoked to watch this team play the Celtics twice in 3 days. But yeah, I don't know if we'll win one before the trade deadline, to be honest. If Sean Marks is real serious, he'll fire JV. Merrill for 3, hits. Or Dean Wade, one or the other, doesn't really matter. 2:47 to play. Dennis to Wilson, who will drive. Good move. Put a little bit too much on it. Clowney was able to get the offensive board. Johnson gets the hands dirty. Rolls it out to Wilson. Flings it to the corner for Watford, who sets the feet and misses the 3. The rebound by Damian Jones, who's in to play these garbage time minutes. And, well, fair to say, this could be called nothing more than a blowout. And it looks like the Cavaliers have been hit with an 8-second call. And it was Craig Porter Jr., who was taking an awfully long time bringing that ball up. So the Nets will get another possession, but it's not really going to matter for too much. If anything, it's going to count for naught. Dennis, pump fake, under the basket, gets blocked. Clowney with the board, and he was hacked. And he will get free throws coming up. So 113 to 91, 2 and a bit minutes to play. Look, I don't think we were expected to win today. I think it's just a letdown that, a 6-minute patch yet again was the downfall of this team today. Like 1 6-minute stretch where you concede 23 or so points and score 2. Like, that is ultimately, that is the difference. We're down 20 right now. And ultimately you eliminate that run and it's basically level pegging. So yeah. We've got a lot of reinforcements to come back as well. Missing Cam Johnson, missing Finney Smith, missing Dayron Sharp, missing Lonnie Walker. That's a lot of scoring you're missing. And a lot of, well, rotational firepower you're missing. So can't be surprised that we've lost. This team is scorching hot, the Cavaliers. Like, I don't know who's going to beat them. Like, no one looks like beating them, to be quite honest. But it's a bit of a letdown because we played a decently well first half. Johnson up top will get a switch. Now Watford behind the back. The pass out to Dennis, who will drive on Porter. Step back 2 is good as it rattles home. And we're about to enter the final minute or so now with the Nets down 20. And this will be another loss for the Nets. After, well, beating Philly and then losing to... Who did we lose to the other day? I don't know. Merrill 3 is good. And it doesn't even look like he tried to actually hit that 3, but I guess that really goes to show how effortless it's actually been. We are down 23, and it feels like I've been saying the same thing for 15 minutes because I most definitely have been. Watford moves through, gets swatted by Jones, the rebound by Porter, and the clock will wind down, and that's probably going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Another loss. And really, this one, well, first quarter was shit, so it probably indicated we didn't have a chance of winning. But, you know, it's just a dampener when you have a 6-minute patch where you score 1 bucket, you know? So ultimately, another L. There's not much more to say, really. Cavaliers win this one, shooting the ball 50, 40, 90. Donovan Mitchell top scored for them with 27. He started off strongly with 13. No one else for the Cavaliers scored more than 14 points, but they didn't really need to do too much. Like, everyone chipped in and did a bit of everything. And ultimately, those starters really knuckled down at the start of the third and came out with the right energy. And ultimately, that was the big difference. The Nets have no firepower to their name today. Thomas was inefficient. Bridges started well, but was also inefficient in the second half. Jalen Wilson started and showed some nice things, but ultimately this team is just hurting from a bit of a lack of depth at the moment. You see the players we're missing at the moment. Royce O'Neal and Thad Young are obviously not on the team, but we are missing a lot of players. Shooting the ball from 3 better than the field, that is probably a huge red flag, especially when you consider we only had 14 free throws. If you can't get to the line nearly more than enough to offset how badly you're shooting the ball inside the arc, you're screwed. Offensive rebounding in the first half was strong. It dropped off in the second half. Turnovers sat at, 12. So not bad there, but ultimately, like, we forced turnovers nicely. Like, they had 15 turnovers, but like, we just didn't shoot the ball well enough. And the Cavaliers' interior defense was so strong. Their scheme really showed off in the second half, and, you know, we just looked really suffocated. So ultimately, it reflects on the scoreboard. We lose 118 to 95, and it was incredibly convincing. So, how fun is it to be a Nets fan? I mean, not that fun. Can you tell? Pretty depresso, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. We've just got to worry about, like, the performances. The performances aren't great. We've just got to face the fact that we're probably not good. Well, especially when we're fielding G Leaguers against a team who's won 15 of their last 16 games. I mean, these losses are the ones you look at on the schedule and you probably say, well, like when we play the Celtics next week, we're going to go into it thinking we're probably not winning the game. It's just a little bit devastating, as I continue to say, that we allowed the Cavs to score like 19 straight points in the third quarter, and the game was done just like that. It got up to 27 or 28. We were in the game at halftime, but it all fell to pieces. We will be back, the Nets Spurs. Hopefully there's an opportunity to win one there because the Spurs are tanking, but I don't know. I'm probably going to do a trade deadline video at some point, so stay tuned for that. But that aside, we're done here. We're done here. We will see you soon. Stay safe. Don't reconsider your life choices just because the Nets are lost. There actually is more to life than the Brooklyn Nets, surprisingly enough. But this just really dampens the mood to your day, doesn't it? So we're done here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support, your chat messages, all of the above. We will see you in a bit of time. Have a good one. See you soon. Stay safe. Bye for now.